Okay, so I was just planning on going down the line of how they were introduced.
Yeah, we can do that.
I have to pull up the list. I have literally everything else pulled up too. Okay, so we started with LaFleur. What a good person to start with.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm so excited for LaFleur.
Me too.
I
Wait,
think.
we forgot to ping podcast.
Oh, anyways, talk while I ping.
Okay. So LaFleur is the person that I'm most excited to see play this season. I'm so hyped for LaFleur. Like his energy is just so invigorating. Like even the fact like he's literally out partying at Mardi Gras, drunk off his ass, and he's still like playing right now. Like
Oh, I know.
that tells me everything that I need to know. Um so yeah, he's just like I don't know, he just seems like someone who's very charismatic, who's gonna he seems very strategically minded. Like I think he's gonna go very far.
I think LaFleur has the potential to be the villain of the season,
Oh yeah.
just based off of like interviews and just from what I've seen from LaFleur in other seasons and like other orgs. I think LaFleur is going to come in strong, stay strong, and I don't know if people are going to have the like cojones to take him out.
Yeah, just looking at everyone else who's on this season, I agree. I don't think we have a lot of strong personalities this season like we did last season.
Hmm.
Um so I agree. I don't think anyone's going to be willing to take him out. I think we're going to have a lot of safe players this season.
I hope not. I think there's a chance that this season is going to fall more in line with season two, and that it's going to be a lot more gameplay heavy, less personality heavy,
I agree. Yeah.
which I'm excited and here for because last season's merge was boring.
It was. I can't deny that.
And then, kind of same vein of literally drunk off her ass right now, Rose. I
Yeah.
love her. I love this pair so much. I think this pair has the possibility of being like the last remaining pair of the
Yeah.
season. Both of them are strong players.
Absolutely. The vibe that I get. They're definitely making merge. Definitely.
1000%. If they don't, I will be concerned.
Like I just don't see how they don't make merge. You know what I mean? Like and like Rose is killing it right now. Like we're what 2-3 hours in, and everyone already adores her.
Oh,
And she's
yes.
drunk.
I know. That just shows like when she's not drunk, I think she's gonna be even more of a force to be reckoned with, and it's gonna be hell to get her out.
Oh my god, she will not go out down without a fight. I'll tell you that much. I think she's my winner pick.
She's my winner pick. I put her
Actually,
as my winner pick.
yeah.
I have high hopes for Rose this season. I think she has all the potential to completely destroy every other winner we've had.
Yeah,
Like I say that with love because all of our winners are great, but I think if she does what I'm hoping, she's gonna kill it.
because she's so like sweet, you know what I mean? But like she also seems like very 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 smart. So she'll like cut you. You know what I mean? Like she's just very strategic, I can
Oh
tell.
yeah. And I feel like if Rose and LaFleur, because well, they're going to make merge together, I think they're gonna be a power duo and a half.
Oh yeah.
Because they know each other out of the season. So these were two people who were friends. So they're more on like the blood side of a relationship for a pair. And I think they're both villainous and they know each other are villainous. So they'll be snakes together.
Exactly. So I think that they're going to be loyal to each other. I think it'll also be interesting because they're not I don't think that they're going to be afraid to turn on each other.
Yeah. Which is the best part. They give me. I'm just excited to see what they do with each other.
I'm getting like Shannon Ricard vibes from season 41.
Yes. Hopefully they don't pull the placements of Shannon Ricard.
Right, of course.
I will cry. I think that's all I have right now on those two. I mean, they're both doing really well so far.
Yeah.
Nothing but high hopes. Next is Archer and Court.
So what I know of Archer outside of this org is like in other orgs, he tends to be a little bit of a flame out, usually pre-merge. He's a very emotional player. He like if someone's talking about him, he will go and confront them and make a big deal out of it, a big spectacle of it. So he's gonna bring the entertainment value, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm excited.
he likes to claim that he's like a strategic player, but I don't know if he actually is. I think people hype him up and use him as a shield a little bit. And you know, shields always think that they're making the moves, but really someone else is. So
I'm excited for. I really hope Archer does play into that early game villain.
oh yeah.
You need one because it's so hectic. 20 people on the cast right now. It's a lot of people to pay attention to. And Archer might be that early game beacon of entertainment. We'll see if he lasts, but we know he'll be here and make a large impression.
Yes. And he's been wanting to play for a while, so I know that he'll definitely like give it his all.
I hope so.
And then Court. Court, I loved her interview. It was very, very in depth. She seems like she's very smart. She's very calculated, very charismatic. She's someone who knows what she's doing, and I think she's going to be able to fly under the radar. She definitely, I see, makes merge.
And she's already a character as well. The little thing with Ella, I find it's
What?
a really cute emo as well. The I told Ella my partner was 17 after telling her
yeah.
I'm 30.
Yeah. That was funny.
It's a bit of a read-in to something completely wrong. I'm excited for Court. I think also, well, I'm excited, but also I have a little bit of a gripe. You know, she's from Ohio, which is, I will grit my teeth and smile through the pain of casting someone from Ohio.
Oh, Jason was from Ohio.
I know. Last season had like 4 people from Ohio. I'm aware.
Is that Elk from Ohio too?
So was Sonia.
Oh my god.
So many people were from Ohio. And then I live in Michigan, and then there's that whole like rivalry between the two.
My mom was born in Ohio but lived in Michigan.
As she should. Also, I just enjoy reading their bios because they're two very different people. Which I think that's going to be a fun dynamic if we see them together. If hopefully we get to see them together.
That's a big if.
Because Courtney seems a lot more smart. She's also like a lot more mature, older.
Not you calling our
She's on the No.
Courtney's a lot more smart.
Well, just like interest-wise, she's into more of like the high concept, like things like time travel, time loop, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Archer is into like drag, creative stuff, and I wonder if that's going to play into Archer being more of like a out there player and Courtney being more like statistical and strategic and process. And we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
I think Courtney and Elk will get along. I don't know, are they on the same tribe?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I think they'll get.
That's a dynamic I definitely can see going very well. The next up is Huntress and Clara, or Clara. I'm not sure how. But Huntress first. I adore Huntress. It was between Rose and Huntress for my winner pick. Huntress had one of my. I really enjoyed her app. And also, there's the connection of she's a teacher and I'm a soon to be teacher. And I can see it in her. She's going to be that sweet to your face, stab you in the back kind of person. Because she acknowledged it. She's going to be a villain. She's not scared to be a villain. But that teacher social skill is going to come and play hardcore.
That's so interesting because I'm playing an org with her right now, and we just did touchy subjects, and she got rated like the hero, like the most social, like she got all the good ones. You know what I mean? And she's like most likely to win. And I can tell you, like from experience, she's a very social player. She's very good socially. So I don't think it's going to be hard for her to connect because she's obviously going to connect with the older people. And the younger people, she works with teenagers. So she obviously has that connection. She's good with young people. I think it's definitely going to be enough to get her to the merge, but I don't know that she's going to be able to manage her threat level.
Yeah. Yeah, she might be the big social player that easily coasts through the pre-jury phase.
Yeah.
But once merge hits, I feel like this is going to be a messy merge. There's a lot of huge people.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then Clara. Okay, I don't want to get to their team dynamic just yet, but also to get to their team dynamic, I'm so... Okay, anyways. Clara. So, she's far younger in this duo. I think this is her, second, like, really large age gap between these two.
Mm-hmm.
But these two know each other. Clara, I'm excited for her. I don't think she's going to have much social problems. She seems like an outgoing social player. I just worry that she might fall too much into the impressionable hero.
Okay. That's interesting. I don't know that I get those vibes because she's already, I don't know. She's already talking about flirting with all the men on the cast.
Please.
Like,
true.
That gives me villain, like, Parvati vibes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So maybe Clara is going to take that sweet to your face, stab you behind the back as well. I just know Huntress in her app mentioned the fact that Clara is very much a sweetheart hero. So we'll see if that comes true or if Clara subverts our expectations.
Well, didn't Huntress also say that Clara is kind of like her protege?
Protege and also kind of adopted Discord daughter is what they said. They're like, they see each other as mother-daughter on Discord, which I think is going to be such an interesting dynamic to see if they come together.
I know. I can see both of them making merge. So I don't see them turning on each other. I don't.
Oh, definitely not. And if they do, we're going to have our moment. She voted out her mom.
Yeah. Which is interesting because Colleen, who is a host here, believe it or not, she is like, we have that same dynamic. Like, she's my mom, and we met playing an org together, and she voted me out. So it's like the mom voted out the son, which is funny. But so like
should have played better, I guess.
Huh?
Should have played better.
I guess. You fucking played me so hard. But she got voted out next, so I don't care. Yeah, but it'll be an interesting dynamic to see. I don't see Clara. If anyone is gonna flip, it would be Huntress. I don't see Clara.
No. And then also, one other thing. Huntress is a math teacher of all subjects. I think that takes a pretty analytical brain, so I wonder how like deep into the weeds we're gonna get with Huntress on analyzing either placement where like she thinks she is on the tribe or like who's like trust rankings I think can get very interesting
Oh yeah.
with her.
I mean, I think that the confessionals are gonna be bomb as fuck. Like, we're gonna get some top-notch confessionals for sure.
Oh yeah. No doubt in my mind about that. Average and Curtis. Average is another one I'm super excited for, and I can see making far. Average, in from what I've like heard in the org scene, amazing player, wonderfully sweet, amazing player. And then in our speeds, we've seen Average play extremely well both seasons.
Mm-hmm.
They've
Because metagaming is like super common in the speed scene, and it's really hard to like control. And even with that, Average managed to win and then still make it to 5th place in the second one. That's insane.
and Average showed in especially the second speed, they're not scared to snake their way through to make it to the end.
Right. I just love Average's energy. Like, they were so excited to be cast. Like, I think that they're really gonna bring it their all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They also gave us a novel for their bio, which I love it because it really just shows how much Average A wants to play and is excited to play, but also it's a great start because you don't have to go through that awkward period with Average of like, so what do you want to be? Like, who are you?
Right.
Everyone knows if they paid attention.
Yeah, that's another thing. I think that gives Average a leg up because if someone's like, "Oh, what do you want to be whenever you graduate?" Like, Average can be like, "Well, then like they'll know like that they weren't paying attention,"
Mm-hmm.
which says a lot about a person. I don't know. I think Average is analytical enough, very smart, like able to figure it out. Like, I don't know if Average is going to be the villain of the season, but like I definitely see some big moves coming from Average, and they're definitely going to make merge.
Oh, 1000%. I see Average going far.
Mm-hmm. And then
Now, Curtis.
I don't
I
know
think
anything about
Curtis.
Curtis.
I don't know either. I just, from like first impression vibes, I think Curtis is going to be a character, but also a very early flame out.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make merge.
I don't either. I think we're going to see some big moves made by Curtis, or maybe like a big move, take control of the first tribal, but then possibly kind of just like get under people's skin, and they're going to be like, yeah, you took control, but don't get it to your head. You're gone.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's gonna let it get to his head too. That's the vibe I get. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, I run this tribe. Like, everyone loves me." You know, like that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I run this tribe, and then it's going to be a hard slap in the face down
When he's
when.
like second boot.
Oh, yeah.
Curtis
And
listening to this after the season, like eye.
watch, Curtis wins,
I know.
looks back, and we're like, second boot.
Pulls a Pody.
Ah. If Curtis can be an interesting character and make some like fun game moves, I'd be fine with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not asking everyone to win.
No. And then them as a duo, I don't think they know each other
They don't
at
know each
all.
other. They don't.
So I don't think there's much possibility for them having like chemistry because there's the huge question of if they make it, but also there's the fact of when they if they both make merge, I don't think they're gonna work with each other.
I think they will if it makes sense, but they're not going to work together just because they're a duo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're going to be looking at it as an individual game at that point.
And then Bufus and Meredith. I hate to say it, but with how this game has started, I see Bufus as a very quick boot now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because there's already, like, Bufus is already letting this get to his head. It seems, with the whole, I hit everyone up first, my energy is just fine, kind of, like, this feels like he's already letting it get to his head, and there's already some people that are kind of taking the piss out of him.
Mm-hmm. Well, he straight up told J-Ro, like, that they're a duo. Bro, it's been like 3 hours.
Exactly.
He's making it very clear that this is his first org, which is terrible because people are gonna take advantage of you.
Oh yeah. If someone, it's the idea of like shark and like blood infested water. They're going straight for that new blood.
Mm-hmm. As someone who's experienced, my favorite thing is to hear that someone has never played before. Because I take them and I use the fuck out of them, and then I discard them like trash whenever I'm done with them.
Oh yeah. It's so easy to just be like, yeah, I'll show you the ropes, I'll show you how to play. And then you're the reason they lose.
That's it. It's so easy. It's so easy because they trust you. They are so gullible. They're so, oh my god, new players are just so predictable. And he's literally falling into the trap.
Yeah.
I see him being like first boot material, honestly, which is what I thought of Meredith, but...
And I think it's so funny. Meredith, on the other hand, has been around every block. Meredith is in like 17 orgs at once all the time, probably has done like thousands of orgs at this point.
Mm-hmm.
She's well experienced, but I don't know if it's to her affect or defect. Like,
yeah.
Because I can see Meredith possibly coasting through a vote or two, because other people fall more into first boot. But also, I don't know if her social game will be up to par to keep her long.
See, that's what people don't understand whenever they sign up for large, well put together, established orgs. These are cutthroat, okay? These are different than your run-of-the-mill mid-tier org, okay? These are not something that are like, well, okay, I'm making it sound really intense, but like, it's a step above a hobby, you know? Like, if you want to do well, you have to invest time. Like, you can't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna like message like once every hour. Like, you have to like be consistently messaging people, or else you're gonna be seen as inactive. And she already in these mid-tier orgs is considered inactive. So
yeah,
I don't think she's gonna make it here.
But who knows? Maybe she can impress us. I've seen some games where she's played a really good game. She's a smart player if she puts her mind to it. So I just hope she can put her mind to it.
I mean, I'm hoping that the notoriety of Villainvivor is enough to kickstart that in her, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Shadi and Ian.
Go ahead.
I'm cautiously optimistic for Shadi.
I worry about the cultural differences.
I think that's going to be Shadi's biggest pitfall, is the very different cultural differences. Time zone is going to play effect. And there's already been missteps socially from Shadi. So it's like, I think...
Mommy. That was so funny.
So I think it might be a bit of a climb, but I think if Shadi gets his footing, He'll do great.
You see, the thing about him is, even though he's 27, like, I think he's gonna be like the lovable little brother. You know, I think everyone's gonna like realize, like, they're just gonna like take him under their wing and be like, you know, we love you. Like, you're endearing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't see
And
putting his foot in his mouth that bad.
if he can if he can figure that out, that he fits that and plays into that,
Yeah,
I think we have a power contender on our hands. It's just a matter of if people can see Shoddy like that, and if Shoddy can see people see him like that.
exactly. Which I don't know if he's self-aware enough for that. Not that I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but based on his interview, I'm not sure that he's self-aware enough for that.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. I think my opinion of Shoddy needs a bit more time to kind of like cook.
Yeah.
And then Ian, or Ian, however.
I think it's probably Ian.
Probably Ian. So, I'm worried.
Oh?
Biggest mistake. Well, I don't even know if it's like a mistake. It's just the biggest issue Ian's going to run into is the fact that they are missing out on this crucial marooning and first few hours of socialization.
AKA me right now with courtship.
So, I don't have high expectations right now because of missing it. It's so hard to pick up that footing.
Yeah, it is.
And then it'll be an interesting thing to see how he integrates into kind of the culture. Because we have we're, I would say, queer leaning.
Yes.
For a server. And there are a lot of like sports interests going on where like I'm interested to see how that affects his ability to integrate with tribe mates.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Shoddy's like super flaming gay, and Ian's friends with him, so.
Yeah.
I mean.
Hopeful.
Yeah, like, so obviously we know like Ian can get along with gay people.
Oh yeah.
Which is great. This isn't the queerest cast we've ever had. I'd venture to say it's one of the straightest cast we've ever had.
Probably.
I mean, we have people like J-Ro and Corday and Elk. Well, Elk isn't gay. Or, Elk isn't straight, but...
Elk is neither. Indeed.
Yeah, he's neither. But Elk, like, gives me straight vibes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah. Definitely straight vibes from Elk. And I know for a fact Elk is gonna come back and listen to this.
I know. I know he is. And he's like, what do you mean I have straight vibes? Just trust us on this, Elk. It's not a bad thing.
Trust and believe.
It's not. You're not like a bad straight.
And then, so we know Ian and Shoddy are friends as well.
I don't know if they're...
I don't know either of them well enough to know if they're going to cut each other.
Yeah, me either. It's hard to say.
And it's the same way with Boofus and Meredith. They don't know each other either, so it's like...
But honestly,
3 pairs in a row.
Going back to them, I can see Boofus cutting Meredith, just based on how I know him as a person.
Big time.
He's kind of a villainous person. Like, just who he is. So...
I hope, kind of going back to Boofus, I hope that he subverts our expectations and becomes this, like, big, bombastic, early game villain.
Mm-hmm.
Just chaos agent is what I hope for.
I hope he picks up his fucking energy in confessionals, or else I will pull him from this game. Trust that.
Yes.
I refuse to have a repeat of season 1.
Yeah, no thank you. And then, so our first 2 returnees, Sun and Uni. I want to start with Uni because she's season 1. Second place
Sun is
season
also
1.
season 1.
They are? Shit.
Yes, he was first boot. Well, technically second, but...
Well, then fine. Let's start with Sun. So, I know Sun. Sun is a incredibly smart player. And Sun knows how to be calm and collected. So, that kind of paranoia and mania that comes with a lot of orgs, I don't think it affects Sun, which I think gives Sun a huge chance to go far in this game if he can manage the threat level that comes with being a returnee, which is metagaming, but I think it's in the back of people's heads. And also deal with the fact that people might be privy to the fact that he's a smart player.
See, it's just weird hearing you say that, because Hugh did not play that way in season 1. He was very paranoid. He played OTT, like, he did not know what he was doing. He, like, made an alliance within the first, like, fucking 2 hours. He was insane. He had no idea what the fuck he was doing.
So maybe it's just a matter of Sun has matured in the past few months of playing orgs.
Yeah, I mean, Villainvivor was early in his career, so that makes sense.
So I hope for the best with Sun. I think if Sun plays his cards right, we can see a lot of him.
I mean, he's won in org since then. So, I mean, that proves that he's capable.
And he's already active as well. Where is... Yeah. Sun's kind of already active, kind of middle of the road, I would say, of the Alskar tribe right now, on activeness, perception, all of that. It's a little too early to tell, though.
Yeah, it is really early to tell.
And then Uni. Uni's going to be interesting, because she is very much a social hero who kind of pitfalls on the strategic aspect of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't see her going early.
Right.
I see her
makes it far.
So it's just a matter of if she's willing to finally get her hands dirty, make some big moves, and prove that she deserves to win.
I don't.
Because she got second season 1.
Yeah, because
she was so close.
Do anything. The only reason she even got a vote in season 1 is because someone yelled at her and they felt bad. That's the only reason she got a vote to win. Like, I'm sorry, but knowing Uni, and I love her, I adore her, but I know her, and I know that she's not going to make any moves. And I know she's not going to turn on Sun. And she's going to be the hero that she always is, and that's fine. That's her role. That's how she likes to play. But she's not going to win.
No. At least she'll be entertaining on the way. I love her. She's a light in a lot of seasons. So at least we know we are going to have some kind of positive every episode to have, because I know sometimes there are like huge fights that go on and everyone's just in a down mood, but Uni will kind of hopefully be able to bring cast morale back up.
Well, and I think that's a reason that she gets as far as she usually does, is because people like having that morale booster around. You know.
Mm-hmm. And them as a duo, I think they're going to be well, actually, no. I don't think they're going to work super close together. I think Uni will want to work super close with Sun, but I can see Sun dropping Uni on a dime. Just like, if he needs to, he will.
Because Sun isn't going to want that threat level on him. He's going to tell, as soon as merge hits and they're together, Sun is going to be telling everyone, I do not want to work with Uni. Like, if you want to vote her out, let's do it. Like, he's going to be on it.
Exactly, because he's a self-preservation player.
Yeah.
Uni's not.
Uni plays from her heart.
So I think this is a So Uni's a self-sacrifice. Sun's self-preservation. I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic because we'll see how Uni takes it if Sun sells her down the river and she catches wind.
See, I don't see her doing anything about it, though. I see her, like, going to her confessionals and being like, oh, this makes me sad, but she's not going to confront him about it. She's not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't see, she's not going to, she doesn't fight for herself. You know what I mean? Like, she accepts her
Yeah.
fate. Like, if she knows she's going, she accepts it. Which, more power to her. I mean, scrambling is kind of pathetic, so.
Yeah, scrambling just sinks your boat more than anything. Because sure, maybe you'll survive the tribe you scramble, but the next vote, everyone remembers you scrambled.
Mm. And very rarely does anyone ever survive the vote that they scramble anyway. So.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. Now, J-Ro and Kode. I already have to say, J-Ro wasn't even included in this moment, but I really enjoyed, I think it was Ella who said J-Lo.
I know, yeah.
Yes, it was Ella, and I was like, okay, I love this.
She said J-Lo, and then she's like, I just love all the women here. I was like, J-Ro is definitely he, him, but
I also think I see J-Ro making it far.
I do too. Just based on how he's played in, like, the speed.
And already has a good sense of, like, at least half the tribe. And was the person to clock Bufus right away on the duo and inexperienced part. So J-Ro's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think can be used to his advantage, especially early game. I do think it has the possibility of biting him in the ass come merge.
Oh yeah, I think people will pick up on it.
And then we have Kode, the dad of the season.
Oh, I'm excited for Kode. He's just so quirky. Like, I don't know how to explain it. He's just quirky. Like, his interview, he was very just quirky.
And Kode piqued a lot of interest when casting as well because of this. And also the fact that Kode is coming in with a totally different perspective than a lot of org players, being a dad. Being someone who's on the, like, middle side, like, they're older than the normal org audience, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's going to have a really interesting fit into this cast.
Yes.
Either it's going to be the jigsaw piece that doesn't fit at all, or it's going to be the piece that jams in. Maybe not perfectly, but it works.
Right. See, socially, I don't know how he's going to do, because he gives me, like, those just off-kilter vibes. You know what I mean? Like, something, like, it just feels like those robots that, like, look almost human, but so human that it makes you uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
And that level of social disconnect, it could be the reason why Kode possibly gets a boot.
Right.
I hope not, though.
It could be a reason people like him. Like, it's the reason I like him. I don't know. But I'm also, it's different being a player versus being someone who's watching, so.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Them as a duo, they don't know each other.
Yeah, they don't.
So I definitely think it's going to be a matter of if they're useful to each other.
They both give me vibes where, like, self-preservation vibes anyway, so.
Yeah, so if the idea floats around of duos being a threat that make merge, they'll be gone from each other. They'll disconnect. Our final returnee, Elk, and then Mike, his partner. I love Elk. Elk gives me the same vibes that you get from Kode. Elk is a very kind of quirky guy to talk to. We've seen before, his social game can be hit or miss,
Yeah,
but if it's a hit, it's a huge hit.
that's true.
People loved Elk.
But then some people said that he wouldn't talk to them. Like he picked and chose who he spoke to.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to be careful with that. Because it really pissed people off last season.
And he got lucky with the people he chose to get in good with were the people who held the power.
Mm-hmm.
And Elk also had the problem of being a very safe player in season 3. But I have hope that Elk's learned and will possibly be a bit more of a villain and make those big moves.
Yeah, see, based on other orgs that he's played, he definitely has the capacity to be a villain. He's been a villain before. And I think the spectators and like me were so hard on him for playing such a safe game that he saw that and was probably a little hurt by it. And was like, okay, I can't do that again, because he spoke about how this is his chance at redemption. You know, he wants to prove himself in this game. And so in doing so, I can't imagine that he's going to play another safe game. Because that's not redemption at all.
No.
You know?
I think he's coming in guns a-blazing, and it's just a matter of if he can better that social game and also be able to lower down the threat level that comes with coming in guns a-blazing.
Yeah. Which I think he is capable of. I think because he's a very strategic player. We see it in his confessionals. He plans everything. He is a statistics guy. He knows the numbers. So if he can definitely figure out how to lower his threat level. He can do it.
Yeah. And then Mike, first org, kind of made the misstep of mentioning that.
Wait, this is his first org?
Yeah. Or he said in his bio, I'm decently new to orgs as I have yet to complete one. So maybe this isn't his first org, but he hasn't finished one all the way through.
Oh, wow.
We did see him in our speeds.
Yes.
He was a good player, great player. Loved him. Interview was great. I think Mike has more potential of like the newer players to go far.
Absolutely.
And then I'm pretty sure Elk and Mike knew each other.
They knew each other from the speed.
And there is a connection there. They obviously got along great.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike gave Elk a vote to win in the end.
Mm-hmm. And he
we'll
spoke
see
about how he's sad that Elk got second. I think that they would work together because Elk is a very loyal player. We've seen clearly. He fucking took Alex M to the end. He's a loyal player. And I think Mike, being a new player, is also going to be loyal.
And I think Elk's going to play into that.
I think Elk is going to be one of those experienced players who takes Mike under his wing, but genuinely takes him under his wing and is not just using him. I think he genuinely will want to teach him.
And then our last duo of the season, Malik and Ella.
Who should we?
Malik, I'm excited for because I know Carm had a lot of great things to say about both of these two.
But especially,
and that they're both good players. And that was well enough seen in their interviews. I think they have a lot of potential. And they know each other. So there's that connection. They are quote unquote best friends with each other.
Right.
Trying to see what have they done so far in the game.
Well, Ella is making all kinds of connections. So far, Ella is the most
Oh,
popular in
yeah.
her tribe.
I think Ella is sitting extremely pretty. It's just a matter of if she can keep that spot, which I think she can. I have more high hopes for Ella than Malik.
I do too.
She's socially getting in good with the people that matter from like these preseason opinions.
Exactly. She's making a wonderful impression. Malik, now he was sitting in VC with Archer and Uni for a while. Uni wasn't really talking, but him and Archer were. So that did well for him. I wasn't really paying attention, so I don't know what they were like talking about or anything. They weren't talking game, but so I know that he's being social, but
Yeah.
we haven't heard a lot about him.
I think he's either going to be a late tribal boot, like mid-late tribal boot, if not make it to early merge. But I'm unsure. I think Ella is going to easily make merge though.
Yeah. Oh, you're not sure that Malik is going to make merge?
I'm not sure. Malik is just on a very I think the tribe Malik's on is a hard tribe to read. Because Alskar already has some like top players and some bottoms. Like their tribal lines are already forming on like from the perspective of the spectators. I don't think the other tribe is.
Yeah, definitely. Medkunsla is definitely the boring tribe so far.
Oh yeah. Everyone's kind of already active on the Alskar tribe. Everyone's talking to people. Information is spreading. Perspectives are like changing. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, so I don't know. But that could mean good for Malik, because it means that he doesn't have to put in that much effort to do well. But it could be the flip side, whereas even just a little bit of activity makes him a threat.
Oh yeah. That's what I worry about as well. Because there's a lot of more like quiet, reserved players. So anyone who tips the boat too much is going to be instantly kicked out. That's my worry.
Yeah.
It's a big we'll see above Malik's head.
Yeah.
There's a couple where I just don't think we have enough to go off of right now.
Also, I don't mean to interrupt, but it looks like Boofus and Shoddy are not getting along at all. It's because Shoddy called Boofus Curtis.
Please.
Sorry, that is just so funny.
Oh, Shoddy is getting ghosted by Boofus right now. And I think this just even goes more. That's not English. Goes even more into the field of I think Boofus has strong potential to be first boot.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Which sucks.
So this is just looking at Shoddy's confessionals. Like Shoddy. Okay, so J-Ro said that he was pooping, and so when he came back, Shoddy sent him a parchment with his name on it. It just goes to show that the cultural disconnect.
Yeah.
Is gonna. I don't think Shoddy's making it to merge.
I don't think either of them are making it to merge, Goofy or Shoddy.
Nope.
Yeah, that's our cast. All 20. I'm excited for this cast. I think there are some huge players already. There's a lot of potential.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what goes down. Especially with our little twist of the season. As far as swapping and whatnot goes.
But that's a secret for everyone to find out as the season goes on.
Yeah.
Though, the biggest thing is this is also a back to basics season.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see gameplay hopefully off the charts given the fact that there's no idols to play around. There's no extra votes to play around.
Right, so you don't have to play it safe. Like, you can literally...
The only way to win is by playing hard.
Yes, like, you can straight up pull a Marcus and go up to someone and be like, I'm voting you out, bitch. And what are they going to do?
And they have... All they can do is scramble. And as we know, scrambling is a hiss of death.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm watching David versus Goliath right now, and scrambling did work in the blind side I just watched, but that's very rare, so.
Mm-hmm. And I think on orgs, it works way less as well.
Yeah. Because the paranoia is not as, like, intense, you know, like, paranoia gets added whenever you're not eating, you're not sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously that doesn't happen in orgs. I don't know, I think we have a good season ahead of us.
I think while characters might be lacking, I think our gameplay is not going to be. Though I also think this could be our season where we get a perfect balance.
Ooh, that would be nice. We haven't had that yet.
One can hope.
Personally, I'm a characters guy. I prefer the big characters over flashy gameplay. So,
mm-hmm. And I think this is why season 3 was so successful.
Yeah.
It was characters.
I think that's why it's my favorite season. Even though everyone in season 2 hates me for saying that. But like, and also the season 3 people are also the ones who are still active in the community.
mm-hmm.
But
cough cough.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I mean, we're already seeing some big characters. Oh, Elk spoke in his confessional.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. Already in our confessionals, we are getting a peek at Elk 2.0. Elk is not here for loyalty this season.
Ooh.
Elk is mentioning getting people to trust him and then backstabbing. So, we might see Elk make a huge shift into villainhood this season. I'm excited. Excited to see if he can keep true to that.
He said he wants to see if he's Steven or Jeremy. I don't know who those players are. Unless it's...
Is he talking about Fishbuck?
I know Steven from Steven and JT. I don't know. Should we ask him to clarify?
Maybe. Well, I think I'm going to cut the podcast section here.
Yeah, go for it.
Doesn't mean we have to be done, but that's our cast assessment. Next week, I don't know. We'll see what we have to talk about, if anything crazy happens. But yeah.
See ya.
Our first season podcast.
Yay.